Cloud. Okay. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ali Santano, and I am a company VP with Park Lane, which basically that means that I am a leader here with this company, and I love to share a lot about it. But I would love to hear, I'm in the Dallas area, actually a suburb of Dallas called Rockwall, if anybody is in my vicinity. But I would love to know first where you are joining from. So tell us in the chat, tell me hello, maybe say who invited you. I'd love to know who invited you. If you're here as a guest, then you have likely been invited by one of our amazing team members, our stylists on our team. And they thought you might be interested in a free necklace. And that was about as much thought as they put to it and who they decided to invite. And that's kind of that's a wide net, right? Who's interested in a free necklace? So let's see. We have Anita from Georgia. And we have Roxanne from Vermont. Roxanne, I love your state. It is so beautiful. Wow. My sister has a house there, and I've spent my birthday there, and I went there in the summer, and I love this time of year in Vermont. Pensacola, Florida, also love that neck of the woods. Deborah in Kentucky. Let's see, we have Lisa from Alabama. I've not been through, I've driven through Alabama. That's pretty much the extent of my Alabama time there. Let's see, we have Susie from Arkansas, another beautiful state there. Augusta, Georgia, not spent any time in Georgia, which is crazy, but not really. Let's see, where else do we have everybody from? I'm gonna try this one, Loxahatchee. Did I say that right? I'm just gonna guess I said that right. Robin. And then Statesville, North Carolina. I love North Carolina. Again, a beautiful treesy area. Well, you guys, regardless of where you are joining from, it's one thing that I love about an online business, because we all come together and from all over this country, which is absolutely incredible. So let me introduce myself. I do have some notes here, not about myself, but I actually have some notes here because I am, and I want to be very mindful of your time. So I do have some notes here just to keep me wanderer and what do they call it? Tangents, to keep me from doing that. But let me introduce myself. Like I said, my name is Ali, and I'm a stylist and leader with Park Lane. And this is our free necklace night where we love to come and give away lots of free jewelry. We get a ton of free jewelry with Park Lane, and we created some time ago something that we call free necklace night and we have ladies that call in often to get entered for a free necklace. And the only thing that you need to do in order to be entered for the free necklace that we give away on this Zoom is to stay till the end. And I have a code word at the end. And I have a little Google form that you will fill out, answer a few questions, and then also you'll put the code word in there. So I'll tell you the code word at the end, and that is how you get invited. Sorry, I saw the word invited by. That's how you get entered for our free necklace. Now, some of our stylists that are, they may be giving away, you might be entered for a couple things is what I'm trying to say. So I'm so glad that you guys are here. We believe that I have too much jewelry, said no one ever. And we also believe in sprinkling sparkle, like throwing away sparkle like confetti. And so we as stylists, which is one of the reasons that we love Park Lane so much, we can earn like up to $1,000 in free jewelry a month. And so we actually have to give it away in order to use it all that we earn. So so I am Ali. I live in the Dallas area, Rockwall. I have been with Park Lane for 6 years. I have been in this industry for 16. Okay. In fact, I would love to know in the chat, tell me in the chat, put a 1 in the chat if you have ever done something like this before. Okay. If you have ever had any type of network marketing or direct sales business before, whether it's like currently or whether it was like 10 years ago, or you've dabbled in a few things for the last 15 years. Most people have tried something like this before. So when I came to Park Lane, I actually had another business for 10 years. But going back, I have a 15-year-old and we're practicing driving. God help us all every day. I was pregnant with her actually, whenever I first got into this business. I didn't think I was starting a business. I didn't even put myself in the category of someone that was worthy of starting a business. I'm worthy, but like, I don't know what the word is, just that I had what it took, the entrepreneur. It really was just to take my mind off of not feeling great in my pregnancy. I was working full time actually in pharmaceutical sales. So it was a very physically demanding job. Well, I mean, if I say physically, because I was pregnant at the time and out and about all day long on my feet. But it just was something fun. It was a nice little distraction. It was something that it made me feel cuter. Okay. It made me feel cute. It totally made me feel confident because although, when you're pregnant, you may or may not feel wonderful, but you definitely don't feel like you look your best. Right. And it made me feel cuter and it gave me confidence. Okay. It also created tons of conversation. Like it was something fun for me to talk about with coworkers or clients even. I would get compliments all the time. Not just for being a cute pregnant woman. I don't know if I was cute, but you're supposed to tell all pregnant ladies that they're cute, right? So it was like, oh, I love your earrings. It was like, let's talk about something else. Okay. And so those are the things that I didn't even realize that I loved whenever I first got into this business. It gave me confidence because I felt more put together. It created compliment. It was a compliment creator. Jewelry is a compliment creator, and it's why we love it. And it created conversation. And those are the things that we actually love about jewelry. And it's why I have never really actually realized that is constant throughout of all of my personal career in life with Park Lane. But also, many people have started with that in their mind too, whether they were going through something difficult in their life, like something difficult at home with a child or a spouse, maybe some sort of illness that they were going through. It created compliments. It gave them something to think about outside of just what was going on, right? It was a distraction, gave them confidence, created compliments, and it created conversation outside of what was going on. So that is why I started years ago, years and years and years ago. Yeah, Sharon's like, I get it. I mean, we all get it. Okay. So, I was with that company and I loved that company. I loved that team that I built there. I retired from my pharmaceutical job. I don't want to say retired because if my business was at a certain place, I just ripped the Band-Aid after that baby was born and was like, pivot. This is what I'm doing full time because of the flexibility. I can't even put to words. I was thinking about that earlier today. If someone was to ask me today, oh, why do you do what you do? Flexibility. Flexibility. I'm my own boss and I get to choose whenever I take off work. And so that was one of the big draws to me at that time in my life. And then over the years, sharing it with other people and giving that gift of flexible income, working flexibly around your family, whether you have a busy job or you have 7 children, okay? Or you have one. I have one. And I'm like, I don't know how you people do it, okay? Because I mean, every night of the week, there is something. I think she's overscheduled, but that's okay. She'll just know how to be busy very well. So that's the biggest thing that drew me to do that. So fast forward, I was with this amazing startup company, but as what happens if you've ever been with a startup company before, sometimes things start to change, right? I mean, I'm not saying but Park Lane came into my world at a time when I wasn't even really looking for something. My previous business had been at a place where changes were happening year after year. Changes to compensation plan were happening year after year. And I always think when texts are going off when I'm doing a Zoom, is there something wrong with the Zoom? No. Okay. That's the family. So changes were happening. I was selling jewelry only, but the company that I was with was adding all these different products to the product mix, and it became a lot of stuff. Okay. it was clothing, it was sunglasses, it was clutches, it was handbags, it was scarves and jewelry. And I was doing in-home shows and it just got really complicated. Okay. Too many products, too much product knowledge needed. And so while I wasn't looking for something, Park Lane came into my world and I was blown away by what they had to offer. Had no intention of going and starting a new business, leaving that company and starting a new company. But I do believe that whenever the opportunity knocks at the door, that you should at least listen. And I did. And it was a total, it was out of my control and totally in his control as to something that was being put in front of me. So I loved the programs. Okay. And that's what I'm really excited to be able to share with you guys tonight is a couple things we're going to go over. Why jewelry, talked a little bit about that, but why we love jewelry, why we love direct sales, and then what makes Park Lane different. Now we'll only be together for probably another 15 minutes. So I'm going to be like super high level. I'm not going to go into a ton of details, but I will allow time for questions whenever you, afterwards. Okay. But before I go into just what I have to share here, if you have joined late, because now I see we have 60 of us on, so a whole 30 more have joined since the last time I looked at this. You're in free necklace night, and I'm Allie. But in order to get entered, please tell us where you are joining from and who invited you here. Hi, Donna. I see Donna, okay, and Vicky and Krista, and that's all I'm not gonna scroll up anymore. But in order to get entered for our free necklace, I will share a Google form, a survey at the end. And at the very end, I'm gonna share a code word, and you put the code word in there. Okay. And so that's how you'll get entered for the free necklace. Now, what I will say is that there are a few other stylists that have little messenger groups. All right. That also have some, if you're a guest in a free necklace night messenger group, I believe you might need to like screenshot this or take a picture of this screen or something like that. And so do that too. Okay. I don't want to negate what you've been told. Okay. So let's talk about why direct sales, okay? Direct sales, network marketing, why I believe it is the 100% best thing on this planet. Flexibility, like I said. I mean, nothing trumps the flexibility, whether you want to dabble or whether you want to have a massive business with a multi six-figure or seven-figure income. Whatever your desire is, it's flexible and you can do it however you want and whenever you want. There's no one breathing down your neck telling you how to do things, and you don't have to call in sick, okay? You can work it from all over the globe. I did in-home jewelry shows for 12 years, and then the pandemic happened, and it kind of forced me to figure out how to do an online show. So when I say you can do them from all over the globe, my husband is from Central America. He's from Guatemala. Put a 2 in the comments if you're a Central or South American, just so that we can bond, the Latinas. But I have done shows when I've been visiting family in Guatemala because it's all online. I have launched new stylists while we've been down there as well. Our company does 2 trips a year, and we have team members that have done shows while we're in Europe or in Aruba. So I did 3 shows when I was in Cabo on a Park Lane incentive trip. It was so fun. I'm like, okay, off to the pool. Here's the link. So it's flexible and you can do it whenever you want and however you want. Okay. Additional income at any level is key. And something that I heard a long time ago that I want to share with you is I want you to look at an opportunity like this, whether it be Park Lane or something else, as if you brought an additional $500 in a month, what type of raise would you have to get at a full-time job, in order for you to be able to bring that in week or month after month? Okay. I thought, okay, good. Whoever just unmuted themselves, just muted themselves. Good. That is something that when you look at that, it's like, oh, is that like a 5% raise? Is that like a 7% raise? Is that a 10% raise? What is that? Because my husband is a manager, and he does reviews every year. And like very rarely do people get more than 3% annual on a raise, right? That's kind of like the general. So that's another reason why I love this. It is immediate additional income that you can choose how much or how little what kind of raise would you like to give yourself? Also, it's plug and play. When you join something and do something like this, you're getting a product made for you. You're getting a website created for you. You're getting a distribution center. At least with Park Lane, we do not have inventory. They ship it out for us. So that's really kind of a big deal to some people when they have had to ship out stuff before with a previous company. And so there is no other profession in the world that offers this. Okay. So let's talk about jewelry for a second, because there's everything from insurance to legal services to beauty products to skincare, that's beauty products, health and wellness to jewelry. I'll tell you what I personally have loved about jewelry over the last 15, actually Halloween, it'll be 16 years ago that I actually decided to do this. It was on, I know, wow, right, Sharon? It was on a whim. There as a special. I was pregnant. My sister had come in town for my baby shower. My baby shower was on November the 1st. And I was like, what are you doing? Because she was like, let me just do this real quick before we go trick-or-treating. It was like 4:30. The kids were so little, you're going trick-or-treating at like 4:30. And she said, let me just sign up for this thing real quick. And I said, well, what are you doing? And she said, oh, I'm going to sell this jewelry. You should do it too. It's all about the accessories when you're pregnant. Okay. I mean, that's about as much thought, but there was a special, and we have a special right now that I want to tell you guys about. Okay. But why have I stayed with jewelry after all this time? Because it's simple and fun and requires absolutely no expertise whatsoever. I don't have to teach people how to put earrings in. I don't have to teach people how to put a necklace on. I can kind of show like a few little things about mixing metals, which I learned from all of our other stylists. But some people like to be taught how to do an arm stack. Some people are the person that's like, I like it. That's all that I care about. I just do me. I don't care what you're supposed to do. I just put on what I like. And so, which that is what I love the most about jewelry. It is a consumable product, because who doesn't buy a new cute shirt like once a month, right? Like $25, $30 from now, all the influencers are like, I just wore $28 jeans on Sunday and got I got a million compliments on my new jeans. I'm like, I could get a new pair of jeans every month if they were $28 a piece, right? So just like anything, just like fashion, jewelry is consumable. You never stay with the same silver pair of hoops. Sometimes you want to get some that look really cute like this, that are like a little different, okay? So it's consumable. It also spreads joy. And let me just talk about that for a minute. And I could talk a long time about how it spreads joy, but jewelry is actually a mood booster. When clinical trial, like studies, not clinical trials, but studies have been done that whenever you see your reflection like 40 times a day or something like that, like whether it be in the mirror or the microwave glass, when you walk past it, your rear view mirror, your side mirror, your phone, every time you do that, if you take a selfie, your computer screen, when you're putting your makeup on, you walk into bathroom at work, how many times a day you see your reflection? You might even see your reflection in the door of the stall. Okay. Like you see your reflection so many times a day. And studies have actually proven that when you have sparkle on, some sort of sparkle, it actually does, that serotonin is released in the brain. So it spreads joy personally. I just feel cuter when I have it on. And when I feel cuter, I kind of say when I have a cute pair of earrings on, I walk out the door a completely different person. But it also is a way to spread joy to other people. Jewelry is like the number one most giftable item. And I think it's like 49% of people say they would love to receive jewelry as a gift because it fits and it's small. Okay. Easy to ship, easy to throw in a purse. I take a piece of jewelry most places and give it away. My daughter had homecoming this last weekend, and real quick, right before we walked out the door to go see the pictures, I grabbed a necklace, give to the hostess as a thank you for having the 26 children over to your house. Okay. So it's a giftable thing and it spreads joy. It's also meaningful, so it spreads that kind of joy too. When someone puts a piece of jewelry on that someone gifted them, then they remember the person that gave it, and usually that's a joyful like memory, like it's a memorable. I can't think of the words I'm trying to say, but it invokes a memory, right? And so it's a joy spreader, okay? But it's also a conversation starter, like I mentioned. I mean, when I remember this one time, I used this all the time because it was very, very early on in my career with my jewelry business. But I was shopping in a boutique one day. I think it was one of those days where I just like wanted to get out because I had a baby at home. Okay. So I just took the baby to the boutique and I'm walking around, and this woman walks around and I kind of walk around. We kind of meet, kind of notice each other at the same time. And I was like, oh my gosh, your shirt is so cute. It was this beautiful green shirt. She goes, oh, thank you. It's from J. Crew. And she goes, and I love your necklace. I was like, oh, thank you. It's from, Park Lane, and it's one of my best sellers. And she was like, what do you mean best sellers? Well, then her camera crew comes out behind her. She was a reporter. She did lifestyle stuff. I cannot tell you, just that relationship right there. She got an article in the Houston Chronicle. Okay. We did a couple shows with her, a couple of press spots, but it literally was because the jewelry, and women compliment each other, and the jewelry created a conversation. We became great friends. Mia is her name. And so that is one of the things that I love about jewelry, and your product that you choose is so important whenever you're choosing something like this, because it needs to be easy, simple, fun, not difficult to educate people on. And why not it be a joy spreader too? So that's the kind of why jewelry. But just over the next maybe like 10 minutes, I'm going to share. Actually, y'all tell me in the comments, like one of the things that I've mentioned so far, whether it be why direct sales or why jewelry, like tell me something that kind of that resonates with you, something that intrigues you so far about what I've said. Maybe it's the flexibility. Maybe it's the fact that it's simple and easy and spreads. Maybe you're like, I want some compliments. Just kidding. I mean, we're all human, right? So, oh, you want the Zoom, hold on. I can't read and talk at the same time. You really want to zoom on the necklace really badly. Okay, you are cracking me up. I'm wearing the pearl necklace, which it's absolutely been in the line for like, I don't know how many years, meant forever. I've been here 6 years. It's probably a decade or longer. Okay. The pearl. And then this is actually the, oh my gosh, this has left my mind. Trudy, I was going to say Tansy, is the Trudy necklace, the silver Trudy necklace. And the Trudy necklace is a 2-in-1. And so this is the short strand of that. And this pearl necklace stays in my bathroom. I sleep in it. I mean, I love it. I never take it off. It's my absolute favorite necklace right now. So that's what I'm wearing. It could be yours too. Okay. So let's talk about why Park Lane. Actually, I wanted to see y'all's answers. Let me just see here. So no inventory. Amen. Direct sales. Express yourself. Okay. Love to connect with anyone based on jewelry. I mean, it's just like happy talk right there. Extra income doesn't hurt. You'd love the jewelry. I mean, I started to look cute. I actually started out of FOMO because my sister was doing it. So, and then I felt cuter. It was all focused on myself at first. So there's no judging that. Flexibility, 100%. You need the Trudy. Okay. Additional income, connect on a personal level. It really, really is. It's just like telling someone there's a sale at Target. Like it's just something fun to talk about. The whole joy spreader thing. We just need a little more of that in the world, right? Pretty sparkles, expressing. You met your best friend through a jewelry company. Me too. So, okay. So compliments. Okay. It sells itself. Let's talk about Park Lane for like maybe 10 minutes and then I'll answer questions. So why Park Lane? Okay. Well, I'm going to share a little bit of this stuff here, not in great detail, but I'm going to share it maybe through my own personal experience of 16 years. And I have a comparison point since I have been with 2 companies. Another part of my personal role is I get to help Park Lane. I get to help stylists who are leaders have been a leader with another company, meaning they have been in the direct sales network marketing space and they had a team. Okay. I get to talk to a lot of these women as well, and a few good men as well, about their experience. And because that's another program that Park Lane has, I get to hear a lot of their experiences at their current companies, the great things, and then like the pain points. Okay. So that's how I like to talk about this. All right. But Park Lane is the world's largest and longest standing direct sales company. You guys, we just celebrated 69 years. There's like not a lot of companies, period, that have been around for 69 years. Okay. And it is, as far as jewelry is concerned, it is extremely diversified. They say do one thing and do it well. If anybody's ever taken a business class, they're like, do one thing and do it well. There are so many brands out there have actually kind of caused their demise by trying to diversify into too many different product categories. Okay. And so this is very smart because it keeps them doing one thing really, really well. If Park Lane ever wants to go into a different category, then they go and they get a trend not a category, a different demographic. They go and bring a trend that appeals to that demographic. So that's why you see matte jewelry, that's a little boho. And then you also see high polished, hammered metals. You see super colorful boho, dyed wooden earrings like these Jasper earrings. But then you also see designer inspired pieces like this jewel bracelet that is intended to look very similar to the Cartier piece. Okay. The Cartier Love bracelet. You see super, super blingy pieces for those that love themselves some sparkle. I'll tell you, when I started with Park Lane, I was like, I don't really wear sparkle. What was wrong with me? I don't know, but it's not everybody's taste. Okay. So they have that. They have sparkle. And then they also have pieces that are a little bit mixed of both and have natural stones. Like this is genuine mother of pearl. That matters to many people too. I'm trying to look over here. They have really versatile pieces. I'm kind of like obsessed with this now, so that's why I'll show it to you. They have a lot of sets that really actually allow you to decide to wear this one cute one day. And so it stretches your dollar. So if they want to go into another demographic, then they create a piece of jewelry that appeals to the style and the taste of that demographic. That is actually how they diversify, but they keep it super simple with jewelry. All right. They also have an unconditional guarantee that supports all of the pieces. All right. Which essentially is up to a year. You can, whatever happens, you can get a new piece. Okay. For 4 months, it's free. And even exchanging it. And then after that, you just pay $10. That's it. It could be a $200, it could be a $200. It could be this Aria bracelet right here. Something happened to it within a year, you can get a new one for $10. Okay. They also have the incredible customer sale that many of you guys have shopped before. I was shopping, looking at jewelry online because there was this cute little like something that I thought my daughter would like. It's like game day jewelry or something like that. And I know all these seniors going off to college, and I was like, oh, I wonder if they have one for the Aggies. And I showed something to my daughter and I said, because when you have a teenager, they don't always just want to wear mom's jewelry. Okay. Anybody that has a teenager, they just don't really want the things that you think that they look good in ever. So I was showing my daughter Gabby something, and I look at the price. She was like, yeah, but and I think it was, I don't know what it was. She was like, but that jewelry is kind of expensive. And I was like, actually, the prices are kind of similar to Park Lane, but you can't get anything at half off. I mean, like that was the deal. I was like, actually, this is about $70, but you can't get it at half off. And so isn't that the customer sale is so fun to shop. But if you haven't ever shopped it before, I'm going to tell you, when you shop 2 items at full price, then you unlock half off on higher priced items. So people, it's like the more you buy, the more you save, and they get very, very excited knowing that they can go get a few pieces, and your buyer's remorse really goes down. My repeat purchasers, because I have 2 jewelry companies that I have worked with now, my repeat purchasers, I never even imagined this would happen, but my repeat purchasers went way up after I started with Park Lane because of that sale. Okay. The hostess plan is also incredible. So let's just talk about a host plan for a second. Let's talk about what we call party plan, because Park Lane is party plan. Okay. Addictive. And now here you are. And here you are. So party plan. So here is the important thing to know about here's the beauty of party plan, a hostess inviting her friends. Okay. So like, for example, literally right before I jumped on this, and I can't look at everybody, I invited my host actually to jump on. I don't know if she actually ended up I think she said something about making dinner. I don't know what she said. Anyway, right before we started this, I was sending my host, Ellen, her little text to send out to her friends, because we're doing a party. We're doing a messenger party with her this week. I meet my new customers through my hosts. Every single host that I have introduces me to her friends. That is our funnel for the most part. That is our funnel. Okay. So in a business, you think about, how am I going to meet new people? One of the biggest questions, and if this is your question, I don't really want to sell to my friends and family, you're not going to be for very long. Your friend will introduce you to her family and her coworkers and her friends and her neighbors and her cousin that lives across the country, because this can be an online business. You meet strangers very, very quickly by doing, honestly, it's many times by the second show, you're actually in what we like to call Strangerville. So the host plan, the hostesses, it's nice whenever they can be really spoiled and feel like it's extremely generous, and they feel very appreciated for introducing you to their friends. And Park Lane's host plan is unlike any other. Okay. And at my previous company that I was at, and I know a lot of other stylists and have been with other companies that went through this, they start taking things away from the host plan, and Park Lane hasn't changed their host plan. And oh my gosh, I actually have no idea, decades. Okay. So here's the way it works with Park Lane. Every single order, your hostess actually gets credit. Doesn't matter if they spend $20 or $200. That right there, whenever I started, I was like, really? Doesn't matter how much the sales are? Doesn't matter. So it's $20 an order. Once the party qualifies, that's $20 an order. So 5 shoppers is $100 in free jewelry. It could be $20 order or $200 order. But whenever it gets to 10 orders, it actually bumps up to 40, you guys, $40 an order. 10 friends shopping, regardless of how much they spend, is $400 in free jewelry, on top of other discounts after that. That really blew me away whenever I was interviewing with Park Lane. I was like, you mean to tell me that my host doesn't know how much her friends are spending? I loved that. Okay. Not that she doesn't need to know, but my experience, if you've ever done parties before, most companies are, depending on what the sales are of the show, is what determines how much free jewelry or free product that you get. Well, I mean, if your friends were on a tight budget, then all the work that you put into it, partnering with your rep, you just got rewarded less, even though you put the same amount of work as the person whose friends maybe weren't on as big of a budget, right? So it doesn't have to do anything with how much they spend, which I loved, and my hosts love, because they're like, they can invite their, stay-at-home mom friend that is on a budget. Not that all stay-at-home moms are. Okay. But if I was one, I'd be definitely on a budget. They could invite their teacher friends. They could invite, their, I don't know, all different. They didn't have to think about whether or not someone had a lot of disposable income, because the price points with Park Lane allowed for every single person to be able to shop. we have items as low as $26. Okay. And guess what? 2 of them can be full price and 4 more $26 items could be half price. So every income level actually can afford Park Lane. And so that host plan is amazing because it helps you actually get orders too. So if you're looking at this like, okay, how can this host plan actually help me? So you have a hostess that has 8 orders. 8 times 20 is $160. You're able to tell her 2 more orders, and all of a sudden you now have a $400 shopping spree. It doesn't matter how much the orders are. They could be 2 orders for $26 a piece. She's going to start reaching out, and she doesn't have to think, okay, who do I know that has extra money to spend? She's just going to let, her mom, her grandmother, her friends, everybody know, doesn't matter. There's price pieces at all different price levels. So that host plan is very important of how generous it is, because that is how you meet your new people. Okay. That's why I want to spend some extra time on that. Now, for the compensation plan and Park Lane programs, I mean, I can't even go through all of the things. All right. We earn between 30 and 50% personally on our sales. Okay. We also, if you start a team, you earn infinitely down. I'll say that again, infinitely down. I've been with Park Lane long enough that I forget sometimes that I didn't have that before. We earn, thousands of dollars of free jewelry, up to $1,000 a month, but there's always extra free jewelry. In fact, I just opened these earrings today and I was like, oh, Gabby, you could have worn these to the homecoming dance. Of course, she hadn't done her opinion because she's 15, but like that's not even factored into whenever we get like, I need to put these on. These look cute with my shirt. These are the confetti earrings, I believe. But, we can earn up to $1,000 of free jewelry a month. And what's great about the free jewelry is you can, at the beginning, you may use it to really like keep getting more pieces for yourself to show in your shows. But then also you can use it for giveaways. Cause I mean, we do things like free necklace night and we give away jewelry in our parties because it makes people happy. And because they give it to us for free. So we pass it along. Park Lane also has 2 company trips a year. We just got back from Ireland a week and a half ago. Feels like yesterday. Life didn't stop whenever we got back. But then we went to Paris in the spring. Like, who does that? Who goes to Paris and then Ireland in 1 year? Okay. We are going to St. Thomas in the spring. And our team right now is working to earn, your stylist that invited you is actually working to earn a trip to Zurich, Switzerland. I mean, let's just talk about that. I know I just saw Sharon go, oh my gosh. So, and somebody I know was like there recently. And I was like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. Look at those houses. They're so cute. Look at those tiny little things. Look at all the cute wooden ornaments and ornaments. I think they do wooden ornaments in Switzerland. We could all go Christmas tree ornament shopping when we go to Switzerland. I don't even know if that's Switzerland, it might be. But anyway, 2 company trips a year in Park Lane. And I think they took almost 400 people to Ireland. These trips are not just for 30. Okay. You earning the trip does not pay for your trip. I mean, your trip is paid for, but the sales requirements do not cover the cost of your trip that the company pays for. They know that if someone earns a trip, like they want to keep earning the trips. Like they're there because they create these experiences like no other. When we were in Ireland, the last minute on our final night dinner, I had to change tables. Okay. And so I just go over to this other table. I sit at this other table and, next thing I know, at the end of the night, there's a man with a kilt standing on my table doing like river dance stuff with like drums in his hands. Okay. Like, I don't know that we would go to a restaurant where they may make sure and have people jump on the tables and dance. If my family went to Ireland, I wouldn't be like, I need to make sure that I create this experience. So my point is that they create these even if I went all of these places privately with my family, we would not have all of those experiences created. We wouldn't have the experiences created. Like we just wouldn't, it'd be like, let's grab something easy for dinner and, whatever, keep walking around. So these company trips are a really big deal. Park Lane has shown many, many, many people and their families the world through Park Lane. Okay, so we also have a direct appoint program. So when I mentioned earlier, if you were a leader or you had a team at another company, you may qualify for what we call the direct appoint program. It's a leadership placement program. If you do, you need to let the stylist that invited you. Not everybody that had a team actually can qualify for this program, but you could be offered a leadership position. It is a little bit of an interview just to learn about what your business looked like. But essentially, you come in, you can be offered a leadership position that's comparable to what you had at your previous company. And what happens with each leadership level in every company? Your commissions go up. So you can come in at a higher level, earning higher commissions. Okay. So that is very unique. They recognize your experience because guess what? If you've done this before, you know more now. And it's no different than if you worked at, I don't know, I'm just going to use Nordstrom and you're going to work for Saks. I'm not even sure. I don't know, just making this up. I usually use banking examples, which is not very fun. But anyway, if you're a director, a VP at Nordstrom, and you're going to go work for Saks, I don't even shop at Saks, but it's just the other place that came to mind. You would not go and start on the floor. Does that make sense? Like you wouldn't take the entry level job, ringing clothes up at the register. Like you would definitely not start over. I'm assuming that would be entry level, I guess, if you work your way up to VP level. And so Park Lane believes that too. They believe that you've built before and you deserve to come in at a level comparable to what you had. We also have an incredible fundraising program that gives a 50% give back. I'm actually talking to my daughter's drill team right now about doing a fundraiser. Her colors are red, black, and white. And we are talking about doing a fundraiser with these Lana earrings. They are $28. And for every pair of Lana earrings that they would sell, 50% of that would go to the organization. I was like, if we get each girl to sell 5 pair of Lana earrings, that can be like $10,000 for the organization. I mean, it's crazy. The give back is crazy. That's just one idea. Okay. But, we do all sorts of fundraisers. Just know that you have that at your fingertips too. So all of that being said, okay, why now would be a great time? All I have to say is ho, ho, ho. Just kidding. The holidays are coming up. Okay. My mom was asking for sizes of all the guys yesterday when we were at her house because she is shopping the Pendleton website, their sales section. And I'm like, I've got to start thinking about Christmas. I don't even need to say, Christmas, Hanukkah, it doesn't matter. Gifts. Okay. It's that season. It is the time of the year that everyone is actually going to be buying something for someone for the most part. When I started November 1st, I thought, well, my friends are buying for Christmas. That was literally the excuse I gave myself to start and try it out. Yeah. Stephanie joined in October too. So I don't need to talk about why now. That's obvious. Okay. But the last question that I get is why is, could I do something like this? Okay. One of the things that I actually heard it today, that I was talking on the phone to a team member of ours, Cindy, because she won this amazing vanity light up mirror that I'm sitting in front of right now. We do a lot of fun giveaways, but I'm talking to her and I was like, so, tell me why you decided to get in, like what your experience has been with Park Lane so far. And she sells another product for another company. And she was like, I cannot tell you how much training and support that you all offer. She was like, one of the biggest reasons I never recruited in my other company is because I never got any help whenever I started. And so I didn't really know how to help anybody else. And she said, it is so much easier to actually share this with other people because I know there's going to be help and there's resources and all of it's, you have to do the work, obviously. No one's going to reach out to your friends for you, but you don't have to create any graphics. You don't have to, if you're like, I'm not sure exactly how to reach out. We have no shortage of what we like to call words to say. Okay. We're like, be you, be genuine, excuse me, be authentic, but we know we have crazy systems. This free necklace night is actually a system and a program that we have in place. Our stylists do not have to know every detail in and out of Park Lane in order to share it with someone else. We're like, just invite them to free necklace night. So this is just an example of a system that we have in place. This is why you don't have to be an expert. This is why you don't have to be a fashionista. You just have to want to share the jewelry with a few friends and maybe like people a little bit. So, and maybe want to have a little bit of fun. Okay. So those are the biggest things. Now, the last thing I'll tell you, then I'll take some questions is because I always talk longer than I say I'm going to, because I just can't. I like people. I like talking to people, but Park Lane does have a special right now that ends on Wednesday. Okay. And it is, here's how you sign up with Park Lane. I mean, here are the kits. The first kit is $129. With that covers a website. Okay, that right there is enough. Websites are expensive. Okay, it covers a website. I also pay for your credit card processing fees, just FYI, so you don't have that taken out. I just thought about that. It also, you get $500 in free jewelry of your choice, and that's all the time. Okay, but right now you get an additional impression bracelet of your choice that has $188 value. I'll just kind of show these to you because they're sparkly and fun and pretty, and this is only a fraction of the number of the colors. You get to choose an impression bracelet of your choice to go along with that. The free impression bracelet that actually ends Wednesday. Okay, and so that's another reason why now is actually a great time, because this is $188 value, and you don't want to have to take that out of $500 in free jewelry. There are larger kits. We definitely have larger kits, but this is almost worth $200. Okay. So, that is, that's the last thing I think I was going to share, but it's $129. That, can you do this? If you're willing to kind of be a little bit, what we like to call coachable, you can work your business however you would like to work it. I know impression obsession. We all have the impression obsession, Lisa. But we definitely have proven systems that if you're willing to just like what we say as like do the recipe and then tweak later, we know that you can have a strong start. So, I think that was the last thing I was going to share is the impression bracelet special. I feel like I'm forgetting something. So I would love to take your questions. Oh, hello. Code word. Okay. Our code word for tonight is impression. Impression. Okay. Let me get the survey link here. The survey, in order to get entered for your free, okay, I have to go back to you guys. Free necklace. Okay. You need to fill out this survey, and then it'll ask for a code word. And the code word is impression. All right. So just on behalf of all of your stylists that invited you here, we're so happy that you have come to join. Maybe this is for you, maybe this isn't. It's completely up to you as to decide or determine that it's the time to maybe try something simple like this in your life. What I would say is try not to overthink it. We can talk ourselves out of something as fast as we can talk ourselves into something. And I really love whenever women just decide, what, I just need to do this for myself. Like, we put ourselves last all the time. And it's a great time of the year to actually do something like this for yourself. So, okay, questions. I feel like there was a question, a hand was raised. We might have lost her because I talked too long. Are there any questions that I can answer? If you want to put a question in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself or raise your hand, I'm happy to answer any questions. Yes, Sophia says breast cancer awareness in October. We have a big breast cancer awareness campaign too. Have some pink jewelry where that goes towards, I think it's the breast cancer awareness, breast cancer research, I think. Any questions? Okay, it doesn't seem like we have any questions. Well, thank you all so much for coming. So happy that you are here. So happy that I got to meet all of you. If you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to reach out to your stylist that invited you. She can elaborate on anything that I shared with you. If you do have some past leadership experience, then and you're curious about that direct to point program, also let her know and she can get you connected to the right person. I just want to say real quick for our stylists that are on this call, this form is only for guests. So don't fill out the survey if you're a stylist. It's only for our guests that were invited. So don't worry about filling that out. And I wish all of you guys the best night. I get to go pick up my daughter from dance now, and which is typical. Do a show, jump in the car, finish being mom things for the rest of the night. All right, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.